Alright. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Tech, and well, it's late at night, and this is gonna be a real quick video, and it's more or less just it's nothing that involves me or anything, but more or less it's just about Destiny 2 as a whole, and I'll uh I'll get to that here in a moment, but I just wanna do something really quick. So, sorry for having to clear my throat so much. I don't know what happened. Okay, if my voice sounds terrible, then oh well. But anywho, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna look. Okay, you see all of these? These are all pinnacle weapons. Okay, and as many of you may or may not know, all of these, all but these, serve no purpose anymore, other than to be like, yeah, I have it. What about it? Well, anywho, we'll get on to that here in a minute. And, it's the exotics. But, anywho, this is more or less about, is Destiny really a dead game? Because I've heard a lot of things from a lot of people. But that's the thing, is Destiny, I don't think, is a dead game. We're just going through what is known in the community as a content drought. And this is done, and I'm doing this at 1:30 in the morning the day before the season 19 drops. But so I guess we'll start with why am I making this video? Well, I'm making this video just because I don't know. I feel like in the whole scheme of things, this video will probably not be seen by a whole lot of people. However, it very well could. This could be this could be a breaking point in my YouTube channel. But for example, okay, I guess, and I've made a video about this in the past, talking about just pinnacle weapons in the past. Okay, so these are the pinnacle weapons. Well, more or less the pinnacle weapons. These are the weapons that you get from just hitting level, I think it's 16. You have to hit level 16 with the one of the vendors, in which I have already prestige all, so I don't have that. But rank 16, instead of an ornament, it'd give you the weapon, right? Right. Anywho, and so therefore, they made it accessible from the previous seasons, in which, usually, and not all of them, just the last, I would say, I think the last like 3 or 4 have been like that. However, that's besides the point. But like, so much was like had it had a good quest to it and all that, right? Adored. I don't remember how you got adored, but it wasn't through a quest. I don't think it might have been though. But anywho, that's besides the point. These down here, right? For example, Luna's Howl. You had to play the competitive playlist, and that's how you got Luna's Howl. You had to hit Legend, and it had a quest to it. And then when you hit Legend, you had to use the Luna's Howl to get the Not Forgotten. And I could be remembering this wrong because this was kind of a little bit before my time of playing Destiny 2 or getting back into it. But yeah, so those two, you know, they had this quest to it. So, it drove people to want to play it, you know? Frederick's Broadsword also, I believe, had a quest to it. So it made people want to play the game and just interact with it and do all that. Mountaintop. I remember getting Mountaintop. Mountaintop was my favorite weapon because it was so good and it made you want to play the game. But, and like, I could go on with all these. A lot of these had quests, or somehow you had to get it by doing all this stuff. So, and they were all good weapons for the most part, Not all 100% good. But, it made you want to get it, you know? Like, I got the Python before it got sunset. I don't remember how I got it, but I got it. And I remember I had to play Gambit to get it. I didn't go out of my way to get it, but it was okay. That's probably not a good example. The 21% Delirium. I remember this being a really good gun. I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but it wasn't like, so like the Wendigo or uh Mountaintop, Recluse, Revoker was cool. You had to get like 300 sniper kills, and I have a live stream from about a year and a half, 2 years ago, of me doing this quest. I finished it up and all that because people had the drive to want to go and do these things. And it wasn't just laid out on the table for you. Oh, run a few strikes, play a few games of Crucible or Gambit, and you get a gun, you know, that, you don't have to work for. You can just play the game. You don't have to go out of your way, so you don't have to work as hard. And so therefore, you don't have to try as hard. So you don't, you know, you don't have the drive or the want because if you just play the game, you're gonna get it, you know? But yeah, that's my whole thing about Pinnacle Weapons, in which I don't think they'll ever be the same. And this isn't me ripping on Bungie on how they work their game. I'm just some kid who goes to school and works at a pizza place. I don't know how to run a company or a business or run a gaming studio for that. So I don't know anything about that. But I'm just saying, I feel like it's probably never going to go back to the way it used to be. And that's something that I feel like could hurt Destiny in the long run is people are going to stop having the drive to do things. But and I have the analytics pulled up here. That's my big word, analytics. This right here is the graph of Destiny 2 since uh, I will just say October 28th of 2019. It started with 195,000 people. And this is when it first, I guess, first came out. I don't remember when it first came out on PC. But it was moderately high. But anyhow, need to get that. I need to get the what is it called to get the ads off. But anyhow, and it dipped down. 93,000. That's not a lot, but it dipped. But it rose up in May 25th of 2020, and we gradually got lower as the season went on and all that, right? And then October 26th of 2020, back up. And then like that's really low, like 70,000 people. and then it came back up, and then it has these gradual dips, but we're at a really low of 52,000 as of no, we're at 45,000 as of yesterday. That is, to my knowledge, a record low for Destiny 2. But I think something that happens is people get bored because I will say I'm bored of Destiny right now. Now, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do the new season, and I'm gonna do that. This is the hardest I've went in a season ever. This is the highest rank I've ever hit. I've hit 212. I've never done that before. I've never hit the pinnacle cap ever on in Destiny's history. I've never gotten a single seal until this season. No, no, that's a lie. I got that one. And I've had that one and I was very proud of it. But look, I've got that, that, and that. I got 3 seals just this season. And I feel like that's really good. However, I'm burned out. And don't get me started on the whole community chest thing, in which, like, we got it done in less than 2 days. We got it done in 25 hours, if I remember correctly. 25 hours. An event that was supposed to last 2 weeks got done in 25 hours. So they just, I feel like they kind of screwed the pooch on that one, Air Chief, but that's just me. But another thing is that I just, I don't get it, you know? And I guess what I just don't get is why. Why do the things that we do for this game? You know? Okay, I'm kind of just talking off my mind right now because I'm a little tired. And I have school in the morning, so I probably need to go to sleep, but that's besides the point. But what I'm getting at here is that's my whole original point. We're going through a content draft. Things will get better. The game isn't dead. It's just people are bored of repetitiveness. Because okay, let's just look here. Okay. For example, in which I haven't done any of my pinnacles, in which they've added, let's see, I don't know what the weekly rate this week is. It's it's something though. But you get the gist, right? So they'll, and it rotates weekly. They'll have a raid and a dungeon weekly. And that's great, but it gets repetitive, in which, you know, I'm not one to point fingers and tell someone how to do their job. But what I will say is Destiny 2 will go through a content drought of, you know, it'll be good up and it's always the last couple few weeks of the season, and it's always like this. People are always like, "Oh, dead game, this, that, the other one." In which, yeah, no, it's not a dead game. It's really not. It's a fantastic game that people play every day, but when you do the same stuff day in and day out, play the same Crucible maps, play the same strikes, play the same maps of Gambit, and do the same raids, do the same dungeons, day in, day out, week after week, for months on end. Do the seasonal activities, all of that. It's great. It's fun. It gives you something to do. It fills in that time where you just have time to kill. But do you guys remember back in Destiny 1, the April update? I remember the April update. It was, for those who don't remember, it was supposed to just do all these things to Destiny, and it did all this stuff. It brought back strikes. It brought back um Prison of Elders. It brought back all this stuff because it was supposed to hold us from April till I believe September, and it didn't. From what I remember, it did not. And so, therefore, we went through a content drought of mass proportion, like we're doing now, waiting for Lightfall. In which, I will say the Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 are completely two different games. And, you know, but what I will say is it's like the April update where you log in, you do some stuff, and you log off, and you don't get back on, or you'll get on multiple times being like, "Oh, I want to do this," but you just don't have the drive to do it. It's not We're like going through a depression right now of stuff to do in game, you know? Like for example, okay, if I wanted to load into a game of Crucible, I could go play Trials, I could go do Control, I could do any of these, and it would be great. It would be fantastic even. But yet, I don't want to. Because I've played every map in Trials and Crucible. I've done everything there is to do in Destiny, just about. And there's still stuff for me to do, mind you. I could still go and I could solo flawless every dungeon in this game. There's always stuff to do, but there's no reason to do it if you don't have the drive to. And that's why that brings me back to the pinnacle weapons and all that stuff. I want to have the drive to go get the new pinnacle weapon and it not just be given to me. I don't want to go out of my way to have to do something. But yet, if it's worth it, then I will. For example, the mountaintop. The mountaintop. It was great and all that. But yet, here we are. Just just, you know, doing the same stuff day in and day out for no reason whatsoever other than just to kill time. I want them to bring back quests like they did for the mountaintop, recluse, revoker, Randy's throwing knife, you know, the breakneck, 21 delirium. I remember Hush. Hush was really cool. I never got it, and I can get it now, but I don't want to get it now. There's no reason to get it. And I hope that someday Destiny 2 will be like it was when it was in its prime, where everyone just played Destiny. And not to mention, it seems like every other day something is going wrong in Destiny. The servers screwing up. Like there was a day where you couldn't do matchmaking, and I got kicked out of the game because there was no matchmaking. I got weaseled 3 times. I literally felt like I was trapped in purgatory because I was trying to get the bow from the strikes to get a specific role. I never got that specific role, but still, that's besides the point. But yet, it wasn't because there was something I wanted to do, but I couldn't do it because the servers and just all this stuff. And I agree, something's gonna go wrong tomorrow. Something's gonna break with the new season because that's how it is with every season. But I don't want to make this too long because I want to get it uploaded before the night's over with. But anywho, just to give you guys the cliff notes for those who made it this far, bring back fun pinnacle things. Try to pace yourself. That's another thing. Is people get everything done in one go. People will get the whole season pass done in the first 2 days. They'll get the level 16 weapon. They'll get everything and anything they want, and they'll get it all done in the first week. And then they'll come around and be like, there's nothing to do in the game because they got it all done. But that's just me. Anywho, bring back good pinnacle weapons, make them worth fighting for. Because here recently, they're not. They're not worth it. And you don't have to even go out of your way to get it. Just play the game, they say. It's fun to just play the game. But why should I play the game if it's not something I'm going to use? Mountaintop and Recluse used to be in everyone's loadout, regardless, PvE, PvP, Gambit, etc. It was in everyone's loadout. But when's the last time you saw someone run? Where is it? I don't even have it on my character. I don't. The the exotic pinnacle. Not the exotic, but the pinnacle weapon this season, which is it's a grenade launcher. It is the Crymuni. When have you ever seen anyone use that? Ever. For anything. I've never used it. I've never seen anyone use it, actually. But yet, people used Mountaintop and Recluse until the day it got sunset. And you know why? Because it was worth doing. It was worth fighting for. Recluse was worth fighting for. But here recently, there's nothing to fight for anymore in Destiny. So, yeah, just bring back good, crucible weapons. Just pinnacle weapons. Anyhow, I don't want this to go over too long. Anyhow, guys, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll catch y'all in about 6 months whenever I decide to upload again. It'll probably be before then. Christmas is later this month, so I'm gonna have to do that Christmas haul and all the Pokemon cards that I hopefully get. But anywho, I guess I'll catch you on the next one, and yeah. But just look. I'm sorry. Before I go, look at this player count. 45,000. When the peak was 289,000, which that's a lot of people. It's not absolutely amazing, but still, it's just sad. look at this. I don't know how to read a chart like this, but you get what I mean. It started out with let's see, peak players, average players, on average 165,000 players. And now we're down to 36, with the peak being 60, and the peak was nearly 300,000. That's nearly 240,000 people. Anywho, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.